The Frozen North, Episode 22, our top 5 video game developers.
Hello and welcome to the Frozen North. We are a video gaming podcast, bringing you the best story-focused gaming has to offer. My name is JJ. I'm here with my two buddies, Brian.
Hey! I do not get thrown off by impromptu things. That's how my brain works. But
I don't believe you.
But anyway, Mark, introduce yourself.
Howdy, y'all! My name's Mark.
He hasn't done that in a while.
No, he hasn't. We haven't had a howdy y'all,
Impressive.
the Mark howdy y'all, in a while.
Episode 22, kids.
2-2.
2-2.
That's 2-2.
We need a new theme song by 25.
Are you looking at me?
So, well, you're the only one that's going to look for me. I don't expect him to do any work.
No.
So,
Come on, Brian.
No.
Make
be
a
honest here.
theme song
Well,
with your
here's
mouth.
the thing. I do the work, and it's going to be a song you guys aren't going to want.
that's probably true.
I mean, I know myself.
We know yourself, too.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. What have you been... Well, you know what, Mark? We'll start with you. What have you been playing?
I've been playing quite a bit of Final Fantasy VII, and I also had a chance to play about 12 hours of Starbound. I almost said Earthbound again.
How is that?
It's unfinished, and it's pretty much like Terraria, but it's actually really good. I made that sound like Terraria.
I was going
not,
to say, I
but-
thought you really liked
No, it's
Terraria.
cool because it's like Terraria, but you can go to multiple different planets and start over from scratch, and the challenge escalates as you go into different solar systems.
It's essentially side-scrolling Minecraft, right?
Right, pretty much.
Crazy. Just those two, then?
Yep.
All right. Brian?
I finally beat Killzone 1. Finally beat Dust and Elysium Tale. And then Xenogears. And I played a good swath of Xenoblade Chronicles. And I also binge session a WoW last night. That's about
How long is a swath? I'm curious.
it. Which one did I say I played a swath of? I don't know. I played a swath of a few.
Xenoblade.
I think I'm like 4 hours in, maybe.
So 4 hours is about a swath?
That's about a swath.
So I'm sitting at about 4 swaths right now?
a couple. Yeah,
Okay.
multiple swaths.
That
But I
makes
haven't
sense,
really
yeah.
done much in the story. I just kept doing side missions.
I'm going to have to do a swath fest sometime in the next
swath
couple of
fest.
weeks to try and,
Oh.
get up there. Well, for me, I mean, I guess that pretty much says what I've been playing. I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles.
You said 4 swaths?
I that's about 4th swaths. I'm about 4 swaths in.
Okay, 4 swaths, Mark. 4 swaths.
That's a lot of swaths.
Yes.
It's what do you think of it so far?
I really was intrigued by the opening. I like the whole Bionis and Mechonis. You're on these giant titans, and it's kind of like a microcosm of the struggle those two titans had. Obviously the Mechonis don't like you, and you're the Bionis as humans. And I don't know. I'm at the very beginning, but I think it has a lot of potential. I like the combat system where it's kind of like free flowing rather than like stark interruption and into a battle. It's just like you're in, boom, get him.
Yeah, I definitely agree about the opening. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The battle is, I like the battle system. I just and we talked about this earlier. The side quests, there's so many that eventually it just becomes so repetitive and so like, I don't want to use the word boring because it's not boring.
No.
it's just. I mean, I guess repetitive is probably the best way I can say it.
Like I said, I haven't progressed much in the story. I played a whole swath.
Yeah.
And I barely, because I'm doing the side quests. Because the way I figure it is, I'll get a taste of the side quests, and then when I get bored with the side quests, I'll just start chugging through the story. And then when I get bored of the story, I'll go do side quests again.
I see, and I tried to do that, but then I would hit walls where it'd be like I'm at a boss and I can't. I have to go level up.
Yeah.
And it was just, I didn't want to do any more side quests at that point though, but I had to.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I don't know. I'm my problem is, and I read this in a few reviews, I'm like about 16, 17 hours in, and the story's just now picking up.
Sweet.
So, I mean, it's getting good, don't get me wrong,
Right.
but like before that, I was like, is this going to go anywhere? Right now, all it is these guys are bad and we need to fight them, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see though. I mean, everybody I know that has played it has told me nothing but good things about it, so
Yeah, I'm excited too.
we'll see what happens.
Got to beat Xenogears first, so it might be.
Might be a while.
I'll have to put a lot of swaths in the Xenogears, I think. So.
It's all good. It's all good.
I think I'm 30 hours in on Xenogears, so.
Oh man,
Yeah.
How much is a swath? Like 10 hours?
we already went over this. Like, wow.
Literally,
where have you been?
where have you been?
Where have you been?
What is going on?
Where have you been?
I was trying to find
A swath is 4 hours.
Yeah, he said, "Did you play a whole swath? What does that mean?" And I said, "Which game?" And
I was trying to find the mic filters.
I even said I've played about 4 swaths right now. I'm about 16, 17 hours in.
Boom.
So yeah, with math, that's about 10.
Yeah.
Jeez. You know what? Just don't talk anymore. Shh. Just let it go.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
It's okay. I still sort of like you. Okay. So but we got a few announcements that we wanted to go over real quick. First off, on the website front, Mark, what do we got going on with that? We got some sort of a what's it called?
We've got an exciting placeholder website.
Placeholder, that's
put
what it's
up.
called. Yeah, you can go to our website. It is fngaming.net.
fngaming.net. That's www.fngaming.net.
That
Effing
is
gaming, man.
that is our website, and it's just a placeholder right now. But you know what? Let you know that it's coming, and we're excited.
Can you
So-
plug in sound on that placeholder, like a little music or maybe a little
Well,
like that?
I don't want to
it's,
drive people
it's
away.
not 1999, so we're not going to put background sound on our website.
Oh.
Yeah, we thought about either doing that or just making our website a MySpace page. But
That's so awesome. I got some sweet MySpace pics.
I have no doubt. Other announcements we got. The Speed Gamers, they're doing their indie game marathon April 25th. So make sure you tune in for that because they're going to be doing a whole handful of indie games, and it just looks like it's going to be a good time, which, I mean, with them it always is. So another one, we got RPG Cast. I know we've mentioned them a handful of times, and a lot of our listeners actually came from them when they gave us a plug on there. They just did their 300th episode. Congratulations to them, big time. That's amazing. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
we're on 22,
That's
and I'm already
200
exhausted.
278 more episodes than us.
You are sharp as a doorknob. Also, the Sweet Code and Revival movement. April 23rd, they are doing an event as well. Basically, they're going to go to their Facebook page or their Twitter for all the details on it. But what they're basically going to be doing, it's a big Twitter campaign, and they are essentially going to be trying to flood some of the Sony heads that have Twitter accounts. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but they're basically just going to be like, hey, we want.
Yeah, there's actually a canned message you're supposed to send to all of them.
Okay,
It says something like help Konami bring Suikoden back.
that's it. Yeah,
Something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, so just go check out their Facebook page or their Twitter, and all the info's there. They've got a video on it and everything. So, but that should be cool.
Brian, you follow them, right? On Twitter?
I did. I liked their page. Oh wait, I'm still on the Facebook.
Twitter?
Oh, Twitter.
Yep.
I got a Twitter account. I'll have to learn Twitter. All right.
And the last announcement that I wanted to bring up, and this is just so near and dear to my heart, which if you are on our Facebook page, you will know because I made a gushy post about it the other day. Final Fantasy VI, April 2nd, became 20 years old. 20 years old.
It's impressive.
My favorite game
It's
of
kinda
all time.
scary.
It's awesome. Makes me feel old, though, a little bit.
Yeah, 20
Yeah.
years for your favorite game.
I was, well, when it came out here, I was 7.
I was, let's see, 94? I think I was 12? No, 10. I was 10.
Yeah,
I was 10.
I was 10 as well. So
Yeah.
we're
10
the
years
same
old.
age.
Man, that's crazy to think like that.
It is crazy. It's
And, you know,
completely crazy.
I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were kind of like, I was trying to get him to listen to some of the music and stuff, and he was basically saying, I'm pointing to him right
I
now
know,
because
I know.
he's in the room with us.
Yeah.
But he was basically like, he listened to it, he's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm like, how do you not get the feels from this? And he's like, well, because I didn't play it back when
Yeah.
it came out. And I was like, oh, I guess that's true. Because I mean, I listened to the music from that game, and I still.
I will admit, I had the same experience with my brother Kyle, who showed me.
Opera House.
No, he did. He did tell me about Opera House, but I can't remember which theme. Was it Terra's theme he showed me? It was Terra's theme, and I loved it. And I had never played the game before. Like when you're on the open world map or whatever.
Oh yeah.
That was some impressive music for.
Well, like Brandon and I were talking, and I thought everybody had a game like this, but after listening to him talk, I don't think that's the case, which is sad. That like there's that one game that you think about and you still get goosebumps no matter how much time has gone by, and you're like, I gotta play it again, and you can play it no matter what, and always like never be bored of it. And I thought everybody had that one game, but he was like, there's a lot of games that I like, but I can't really think of any one in particular.
And maybe that game hasn't dropped for him yet. I know that he's a huge Halo 3 guy, and it probably would be the closest one to it. But maybe that
who gets goosebumps thinking about Halo 3? Let's be honest.
Brandon does.
Does he though?
Yes.
He just raised his hand.
Yeah.
He gets goosebumps when he thinks about his KDR. That's it.
No, he legitimately describes it with the same kind of like rosy colored glasses we describe the games that we enjoy. So it's kind of like it just may not be the type of game we like, but that doesn't make it any less his favorite.
It kind of shocks me that it's Halo 3 and not Halo 1 for him. 'Cause Halo 1 was so beautiful in its simplicity.
Well, it's
Yeah.
I mean, it's his opinion.
I honestly I liked the first couple of ones, and I like playing them co-op.
Yeah.
But I just shooters and story just don't mix for me because I'm too busy blasting people to think about what
We
dialogue is being
experienced that in
talked.
Borderlands too.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to say happy birthday to the greatest game ever made.
And can I also
Agreed.
say happy birthday to Super Metroid, who is also 20 years old? Yeah.
Awkward silence,
Damn it.
and I'm leaving that in.
Okay.
So, if you'd like to send us an email, hit us up at frozennorthpodcast@gmail.com. We got a Facebook page at facebook.com/frozennorth. Check out our Twitter at FNPodcast. We got a blog up at frozennorthpodcast.blogspot.com. Please subscribe and rate to us subscribe to and rate us on iTunes if I could talk.
It's okay.
Just let us know what you think, what you like, what you don't like. Just, give us feedback. We would appreciate it. And all right, let's head over to Brian with news for this week.
News, guys, news. Coming at you real quick. First bit of business is the EA April Fools. I'm sure some of you have heard about it. Their proprietary engine, Frostbite, decided to go ahead and poke fun at the Wii U.
Yeah.
They were funny. Don't get me wrong, I read them. But the COO, which is their chief operating officer, decided this was not a good image for his company, and basically took them down and offered an apology to Nintendo. My take, while criticism of Nintendo's Wii U is definitely warranted, those were kind of mean-spirited, and coming from a business associate, because they're all in the same business together. Yep. I don't think it had any purpose. You can definitely make lighter-hearted jabs, and to say that basically the Wii U's terrible, it won't be able to run games into the new generation. Like, we all know it's not as powerful.
It's not doing well.
We all know it's not as powerful as the Xbox One or the PS4, but we're not. That's not necessarily all in the end-all be-all of games.
Right.
So
Sure. And it's EA, and just because they're not making a lot of games for them right now, they want to keep
Exactly.
their options open. They want to have a good relationship with everyone.
it was not good business, I guess, put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
Next up, we have Square Enix to focus on JRPGs niche appeal following Bravely Default's success. Square Enix president Yasuka Matsuda mused on a potential shift in company's focus in a recent interview with Nikki Trendy via Siliconera, admitting that the publisher lost its focus during, I put that in air quotes, by the way, so all of you can hear it, during recent attempts to engineer mass-market games for a worldwide audience. My take, why did it take so long for them to realize that JRPG fans are still huge and... Like, I don't understand.
It's just dub, right?
I don't. Yeah, it's a duh moment. Like,
well, when you're the director of Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VII, and the the producer of Lightning Returns talks about how bad he thinks the game is that he produced.
Yep.
You've got a problem.
When I read this article, I was just like taken aback of how we've lost our way. I'm like, dude, you lost your way years ago. Why is it now that you're like, oh wait, JRPGs are
Right, it has nothing to do with the genre.
Yeah.
It has to do with you guys
Absolutely.
not being good.
Mark said it to me before the show. It's like it's not that there isn't a JRPG market. It's that when you make a good JRPG, you're going to get a lot of money.
Here-
for it.
We're
here's
actually
what
starved for good JRPGs
Yes.
right now.
Now, here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that, Final Fantasy 15 is on its way out.
Yeah.
It'll be, within the next year or two. I think there's obviously no way to change it or do anything with that, with the path they're on. I'm not saying that it's going to be bad at all. It looks incredible.
Yeah.
But I think they went into that with the mindset that they had before, before Bravely Default, which means that, it could be iffy.
Yeah.
But with this, I'm hoping maybe when they go to Final Fantasy 16, that they do kind of what Final Fantasy 9 did and go back to, the roots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just updated with the new graphics and stuff like that.
Well, no, it'll
And
be
they seemed so taken aback by how popular Bravely Default was and how good it is, and I'm like,
Yeah, they were surprised that it did so well.
Yeah.
And we were surprised that they actually did it.
that's exactly. It's like people are like, oh my god, this is a game that Square. This is like Square's roots, and it's awesome.
absolutely.
And they were like, you like that? It's like, come on, guys, sync up. So, but I'm excited that they're finally getting way late, but finally getting the notice. Like,
Also,
hey,
for all you Bravely Default players, I just learned this the other day, but if you go to your main menu while you're playing the game, and you've got your start game, AR marker, something like that, whatever it says, and then there's 2 blank spaces underneath with question marks on them. Go to the bottom one with the question marks, select that, and then put in the Konami code. That's all I'm going to say.
if you don't know what the Konami code is, you obviously weren't a '90s gamer, and look it up.
I'm just saying, do that because you won't be disappointed. It's cool.
Cool. All right, moving on. A new strategy RPG title awaits later this year across 3 PlayStation consoles. IGN describes Natural Doctrine, which is the game, as a game like Advance Wars, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Valkyria Chronicles. That's a pretty cool rogues gallery of games, it's like.
Yeah.
So the title will feature cross-play and cross-save and will be available both digitally and physically for all 3 platforms. My take? Effing yeah.
Across all 3 PlayStation, is that PS2 or PS3, PS4, and Vita?
Vita, yes.
Interesting.
Yep. Let's see. Moving on. Deep Silver. They are the, developers of Metro series. They're going to be developing another Metro game for the next-gen consoles, Xbox One and PS4. They said that at E3 there will be more news of that. My take is I played a little bit of Metro 2033, and this is a smaller company. This is not like a big... Activision, they don't have a huge budget, and the atmosphere that they can pour into their games was quite impressive. I will admit the gameplay was a bit lacking.
Sure.
But for a small company, the atmosphere that they produced out of that is quite impressive.
Yeah, if you want a game like Stalker, but without the bugs,
Right.
and with a little more tight focus, then this is the game series for you.
Your Kansas accent is so cute. When you say stalker, it sounds like you're talking about like a game where you play a grocery store associate.
Stalker?
Stalker. That's what you
Is that how you
say.
say it? Stalker?
Stalker.
I'm playing Stalker. Today we're going to worry about soup cans.
Soup cans.
Let me hear how you say it.
Stalker.
Stalker?
I don't say the L.
Yeah,
It's
there's
Stalker.
no L. The L is silent.
It's okay.
That's my
But that's
Kansas.
pretty
all right.
exciting. I
I'm
don't
from
know.
Kansas, guys.
I don't know if any of you have played the Metro games. Mark, have you played them?
Yes, not extensively, but I have.
But you've been delved into them a little bit. Excellent atmospherical games. Decent background story.
Cool.
Okay, moving on. Square Enix trademarks Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Ooh. What will it be? Deus Ex: Mankind Divided could be the next thing in the Deus Ex universe. Square Enix may be ready to release some new Deus Ex content in the near future as publisher trademarks something called Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. The trademark was registered yesterday with Europe's registration office and discovered by NeoGAF user Roasty.
Sure.
My take, Mark really likes Deus Ex. I really like Deus Ex. JJ thinks there is too much synth music.
I do, because I've never heard the music in Deus
No,
Ex.
JJ. No.
But I've never heard the music in Deus Ex
But you don't like synth
because
music.
I never played it.
Wait,
So
hold on. You have heard the music because I brought it up as an example
Yes.
of why Mass Effect is so good, why their music is good.
Yeah, but I haven't heard the music from it.
I'm predicting what you would think about the game if you were to play it.
Yeah, we know how well your predictions work out. Absolutely.
I'm gonna distance myself from Brian's predictions.
Yeah,
All right.
all you need to know.
Anyway,
As long as it's not a mobile game, I'm really excited.
yeah,
about that.
agreed. And if it's a good mobile game, but
Yeah.
I haven't. And there's few and far between of those. Moving forward, Persona 4 was rated for PlayStation 3 by ESRB. A content rating for an announcement or unannounced PlayStation 3 version of Atlus's PS2 JRPG Shin Megami Tensei Persona 4 has appeared on ESRB's website, hinting at a future re-release via the PlayStation Network. I was just telling my brother today that I really wanted to get into that series.
You say that about every series
Hear me
ever.
out. I said it had a lot of Persona.
Every series, you want to get into that series.
I do.
Every
I have a
series.
million series I want to get into.
I understand.
Thank you.
He doesn't
Mark.
have unlimited time.
Yeah, I'm a gamer who.
It's. Oh, shut up.
Anyway, PlayStation 2 classic versions of Persona 4 would complete. Did you know that Personas are little demons?
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, would complete the series on the PlayStation Network, joining downloadable PS1 versions of Persona and Persona 2, Eternal Punishment, the PlayStation 2 game Persona 3, FES, and PSP remakes of Persona, Persona 2, Innocent Sin, and Persona 3. Yeah. My take, I have really heard some good things about the series and would love to play them. So.
Now, if we could just get Suikoden 2 on the PSN.
That
I
would
know,
be
right?
Amazing.
Yeah. I gotta get on Konami. Maybe you have to go to Konami and put in the Konami code, and they'll like, oh, there you go.
That's what they've been waiting for.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we have to do.
Moving on, Amazon apparently is serious about gaming. They hire Portal and Far Cry designers. Amazon has hired Portal designer Kim Swift and Far Cry 2 designer Clint Hawking, putting the industry veterans to work at the retailer's newly established Amazon Game Studios. The two developers confirmed their moves to Amazon via their LinkedIn profiles. Kotaku also reported the news today, citing sources. My take, Amazon and gaming?
And I think it's important to remember that a few months ago they just purchased the guys who made the Xbox One version of Killer Instinct. So
Exactly.
they've been buying a lot of talent recently.
I think, and this is just completely conjecture and my opinion, I think that this company has been seeing the traffic of games and things through their website, and they're like, holy crap, this is an industry that we could get into and be very successful at. And they want a little piece of the pie. And if they do it right, it could be great.
And they need something to distinguish their branch of Android.
Absolutely.
If they have a really good core game, that's huge for them.
Yep.
You know what? Regardless of who it is, I mean, it's Amazon, great, but you know what? Anybody who's bringing in these big name developers, throwing them all together, I'm excited to see what they do.
Sure, exactly.
So,
and Amazon's got a lot of spending money, let's be honest.
yes, for sure.
They're making...
They can bring you the games by drone,
Yeah,
too.
they're making drones. Anyway, Halo the next bit of business is Halo co-creator raises $5 million to make mobile games for core gamers. This is actually something that I've been like kind of harping on. Is I don't mind gaming going to mobile, but I don't like Flappy Bird.
Yeah,
and
where's the depth?
Where's the depth of the games? And look, let's be honest. Halo, while JG may disagree, has a lot more depth than Flappy Bird.
I do agree with
Okay.
that.
All right,
actually.
good.
Believe it or not.
Alex Seropian Studios Studio Industrial Toys lands $5 million investment from venture capital firm Burst Game Midnight Star plan to launch this summer. Their plan. He says our plan is to build something with permanence to it. It seems obvious that to us that core gamers will be, will move to mobile, which if it's done right, I mean, who's to say it won't?
I think if it's done right, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Because people want this.
Yes.
It's just there's not a good option yet.
And my take is, while I am glad they are trying to bring less novelty games to mobile gaming, I worry about focusing too much on it and forgetting the core PC/console gamers.
Sure, yeah.
I agree.
That your hardcore bases. So
That's a good point.
You can't just completely forget about your base, but you also want to cultivate the future. So
Right.
I agree 100%. I'd much rather play a game on a console than my phone.
But that's not to say when we're older, maybe in our 40s, 50s, that's going to be the new way of gaming. It very well could be. So that's your news, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did.
Yay!
Whoa!
Guido!
Some enthusiasm
Yeah.
there. I like it.
Thank you.
All right.
Gweedle indeed.
Oh boy. With that, we are moving into our top 5. And Mark, what's our top 5 this week?
Top 5 developers.
Show enough.
What are they developing?
Cell phones?
Yes. I like number 5 because it's fun.
It's really fun. I looked it up online, and a lot of people didn't have it on their list, so I figured I'd
That's the
put
way.
it on my list.
Oh boy.
I am wounded, Brian. Oh.
I mess with you, Mark, but you know I got nothing but love.
Wounded. All right. I'm going to start us off today.
Whoa!
Yep.
I
Okay,
don't know about
absolutely.
this.
go ahead.
So, top 5 video game developers. My number 5 is Namco Bandai Games. Honestly, it's just because of the Tales series. Hands down. I love that series. The more games that come out for it, the more I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. I love the storytelling. I love the gameplay. And I always have a good time. And they just keep doing them right. So,
Says a lot about the game series that one game series elevated that developer up for.
absolutely.
So that's good.
Yes, they are. They aren't trying to fix, like Final Fantasy. Like Final Fantasy series is great because the games are so diverse that there's something for everybody. But the Tales series doesn't ruin a good thing. Not the Final Fantasy did, but it doesn't
It doesn't greatly diverge.
yeah, it doesn't fix what's not broken.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5, Namco Bandai.
Nice.
Or Bandai Namco. What the heck are
They
they
changed
called
it to Bandai Namco now.
That's it. Yeah, okay. All right. So, all right. Mark, how about you?
Oh, man. My number 5 is Konami. Well, you guys are surprised, right?
I'm not.
No?
They obviously they're the people who made the Suikoden series, which is one of my absolute favorites. They also may make some other ones like Castlevania. Brian really likes them.
And
Metal Gear, Metal Gear
I was
Solid.
going to say they're the most famous one.
Oh, well, Suikoden should be their most famous one.
It
but
should be, but it's not.
Ninja Turtles.
They got the Ninja Turtles. They got Contra and Silent Hill. And here's a little treat, one that I bet you guys don't know about: Base Wars for the original Nintendo.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
I know of it. I haven't played it myself though. Isn't that baseball where you fight?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a baseball game where you have robots that you can upgrade with money that
That's
you've
right.
won from other matches. You can give them like machine guns and lightsabers and stuff. And instead of getting you're not out when you get to a base and they have the ball. You go into a battle. And then you
Wow.
fight.
So you see what Mark's choices are based on. Yep.
Yes.
It's always fun when Mark makes a list.
Yeah.
What? They're lightsabers, man.
I'm gonna get a chip ready for his next one.
Our next one's
Actually, no, I'm not.
yeah, I didn't think so.
Just looking at it. All right, so that's Mark's number 5, Konami. Brian, what's your number 5, sir?
My number 5 is Naughty Dog, the PlayStation developer. Boy, Last of Us, number 1. And then also, I know you guys may not have played them, but the Uncharted series is phenomenal as well. They don't have a whole lot of games yet, proprietary, IPs, but those two right there put them solidly in my top 5.
They flew into my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought of Last of Us, and I was like, but I can't put them on there just for one game.
Yeah, my criteria is the same as yours.
So,
like I can't.
who knows? If I play the Uncharted series, if it's as good as Last of Us,
it's
that
not
might
it's
creep
not
up
as
there.
good. I will tell you that right now. But if you like Indiana Jones, you'll love the Uncharted series.
Who doesn't like Indiana
exactly?
Jones?
Well, the Crystal Skull. Don't give me. Don't.
That's true.
Don't.
You can't argue with that.
We're not going to get into that.
Shia LaBeouf. No.
All right, so that's Brian's number 5, Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog.
Number 4, my number 4 is Valve.
Kind of low.
Maybe, but at the same time,
I guess you've never played. He's never
He's
played.
never played
Half-Life.
the core
I
game.
haven't played a lot of the games that you guys have with them.
Sure.
But, freaking Steam games, they're all awesome.
Yeah.
And Valve has not... any game I've played by Valve, I don't think I've disliked. So, Portal, right there. That alone is, up there for me.
Yeah.
So, but, what I played of Half-Life I liked. So, they're not only do they make great games, but they're just a fantastic company in general.
Absolutely.
So, like the business decisions they make, they're friendly to indie developers. They're just awesome.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how can you not like him? All right. So my number 4, Valve. Mark, what's your number 4? Actually, you guys have the same number 4.
Hey, what a coincidence!
What a
Slap
coincidence! You guys are. Everybody that's listening right now, like when you see a movie and you see two geeks giving a high five, that's pretty much exactly how it looks whenever these two do it.
Yay!
They have to. You can tell they concentrate because they both hesitate for a second, and they're like, "Where am I aiming?
Yeah,
all right,
you have to-
let's do this."
Well,
Boom.
it's gotten more awkward since I don't sit so close to him now.
Yeah, he used to sit like right.
Well,
next
if he'd
to me.
shower, I mean, you know,
Yeah. Well, I
be
just I
honest.
smell bad. I may be fat, but I'm also slow.
Well, there you have it. So our number
you
4 is Square.
indeed.
Do you want to say SquareSoft?
SquareSoft,
what you
as
wanna
you guys
say?
know them, and we're talking about before they got Enixed. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
the heyday of the Square when
Before they got Enix.
before they got all Enixed up. I mean, what kind of games are we talking about here? We're talking about Final Fantasy 1 through 7, 8, 9. 9 was
At
the
least
last
9, yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
9 was the last one before Enix stepped in and said, "Hey, I'm Enix. How you guys doing?"
Well, you also got
That's
your...
exactly how it happened
Yeah,
too.
you got Chrono Trigger,
They were like, "We're taking over
Chrono
it."
Cross,
Chrono Cross,
Xenogears.
Xenogears,
Secret of Mana.
Secret of Man. I mean, it's an impressive, and the only reason why they're lower on my list is because I haven't played a lot of those we just named.
Yeah.
So
In all honesty, like, if you liked RPGs in the early '90s, they were your company.
Oh, yeah.
They were your go-to company, hands down. Like, there were other games out there that
and
they've
they've lost
close,
their
but-
way a bit, but as you heard from
Yep.
the news, they finally 10 years later decided, oh hey, we figured it out.
Enix came along and said, "We're taking over," and
Yeah.
Square was like, "But
I-
Opera House."
But I want to put Ultros in more games.
My
I don't. A big
personal
squid who
opinion.
talks. I don't know. I can't. I don't have any.
What's the
frame
name of
reference.
the developer who left to make Last Odyssey and...
You mean
Lost
Lost Odyssey?
Lost Odyssey and Blue Dragon,
What's the name of the developer?
the designer.
Sakaguchi. You're
Right.
Sakaguchi.
I feel like that's when they kind of started to go downhill. He had the big debacle with Spirits Within not doing
Yeah.
well, and then they kind of ousted him from the company. Younger Blood
mistake.
took over.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, like, it sucks that he left, but at the same time, it's not like he went on to do great things.
Yeah. that's
Like, I
true.
mean, Blue Dragon was okay. Lost Odyssey was amazing. Don't get me wrong, but now they're focusing on freaking cell phone games, and it's like
That is disappointing.
That is such a waste to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They're seeing it as the future of gaming, and who's to say they're wrong? But as us core gamers say, when I played games was the best time.
We're a grumpy bunch, and
Yeah.
We're a grumpy bunch.
We're a
I don't
grumpy
like it.
bunch.
That doesn't even make us sound grumpy when you say it like that.
We're
a grumpy
We're
bunch.
a bunch of curmudgeons.
All right, so that's you guys' number 4, Square.
Yes.
Old school Square.
Yeah.
Number 3. My number 3 is Capcom. I mean, it's freaking Capcom, man.
Capcom.
You got your Breath of Fires. You got your Mega Mans. I don't even know.
That's
Oh
it.
God.
That's all.
Street Fighter.
Dead
Rising.
Dead Rising. God, I mean, Capcom's one of those volume companies that they churn out a ton of stuff, and while not all of it's great, they do have some very, very good IPs out there.
Absolutely. They are fantastic.
Resident Evil,
I've played the
Parasite Eve. No, that was SquareSoft.
That was Squaresoft. Yep. Which I just got the second and third one of those
nice.
recently. Yep. Mark, what's yours?
Ooh, I actually have the same one as Brian once again.
You guys have the same number
Man,
3.
you know
That's
what,
right.
Mark?
Hold
I
on.
think
Here's
our-
another awkward high five.
Here we go. That was a good one. That was manly.
God.
That was with manness.
Oh, Capcom made Strider too,
Ooh.
and Devil May Cry,
Yep.
Dino Crisis.
Yep.
Number 3, BioWare.
Man, don't act like you knew all this stuff.
I did. And once you say it,
oh
I
my-
do know.
Yes, you're right.
I know
technically.
everything once you
I
say
say it.
Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
exactly.
They made Lost Planet too. I didn't know that.
I did know that. Now that you told me,
I hate talking to you so much.
I know.
BioWare.
Oh,
All right,
Mark,
BioWare.
Yeah, my number 3 is better than Mark's. It's BioWare. So
You know what? Let Mark go first.
Yeah.
Mark, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is BioWare.
Oh,
yeah, let's name off some of the games that are awesome that we
You
played.
first.
Okay. I'm gonna say, and you guys all 14 of you in our audience, listening out there might be wondering, Brian, your favorite series is Mass Effect. Why isn't BioWare number 1? Here's why. Shut up. Let me talk. Here's why.
That's a valid reason.
Here's why. Really, I've only played a few of their games, but they're very solid. They did, obviously, the Mass Effect series, their most famous, and then the Dragon Age series, which I've only played the first one.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic. Those are the only ones. That's all I played. And they've
You haven't
had...
played Baldur's Gate?
Nope.
Man.
Baldur's Gate's pretty.
Yeah,
That's
and
an
like I said,
awesome
that's why they're
series.
lower. I don't. My criteria for my top 5 was games that that have to have played the game,
Right.
And also, It has to be like they have to have a wide breadth of games for them to climb up on my.
Your number 1 doesn't really have a wide breadth
They
of
do.
games, though.
They do.
Nothing, not like huge.
But
I'd say
but
BioWare's
they
put
have
out
a
more.
wide. They have a wide breadth of games that are basically of top-notch quality. Is what I meant.
They're basically shooting 100%.
Yeah, yes.
That's
Right.
true.
That's
Okay,
what I meant.
That's true.
Yeah, hit rate. Thank you.
Anyway, I think BioWare's a great choice. They were
I do.
honestly, they'd probably be number 6 on mine. I love. Oh my gosh, I love Dragon Age. It's so awesome. I mean, it's Mass Effect, but you
Yeah,
know,
but and then
They also made Neverwinter Nights, just so the one fan that's upset we didn't mention that.
yeah, Neverwinter Nights.
I like Neverwinter
I
Nights.
never played it though.
I never really played the plot, but I really enjoyed playing with the tools they gave away with the game.
It's fun. It's fun if you're playing with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah,
So, all right,
definitely.
you guys, number 3,
Yep,
BioWare.
BioWare.
Number 2, my number 2 is Konami. Just like Mark's number 5.
Konami.
That's a good pick.
I mean, I grew up with the Ninja Turtles, like we brought up earlier. But I mean, once I played the Suikoden series, that's where it just hit home for me.
Yep.
And I wish game companies released games just based on how good the games were and not based on sales. Obviously, that's a dreamer's dream, but like because they would just make these all day and night.
Yeah, then I'd finally have Base Wars 2.
But I mean, they've done some amazing things, and I mean, Mark said it all before, so I won't repeat myself. So or himself, I won't repeat.
won't repeat
Mark.
himself.
Feel free.
Feel free. To
No.
you want the cool whip?
So that's my number 2, Konami. Mark, what's your number 2?
Bethesda Game Studios.
Why did you say it like that?
Actually, it should actually be Bethesda Softworks because that's where they started
Yeah.
making the game series, but then that's turned into the overall.
Why do you like Bethesda, Mark?
Bethesda's good because they make
Jeez.
the Elder Scrolls series,
Yes.
which is incredible.
Yes.
It's so good. They're so good at simulating worlds, making these huge, fully realized environments. They also took over the Fallout series after Interplay sold the rights to them.
And did just a
And
phenomenal job with it.
some people would say it's better now than it was before. Not
That-
me, but a
That
lot of
be
people
me.
would say
I agree.
it's definitely really good.
I haven't played the old ones, so I don't know.
And they don't make anything else, but they're awesome.
They are. No, I mean, well, you know what? They don't need to because the games that they do make are so like, I mean, the scope is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on, and it's a living, breathing world. So it's impressive. And that's I mean, the games are amazing, but I think the reason I didn't put them on my list is kind of the same reason I'm thinking Brian didn't, just because there weren't as many.
Just not enough
Yeah.
quality, and that's why Naughty Dog was so low. Because I mean, Last of Us is a phenomenal game, but just they only have 2 IPs right now.
Right.
Yep.
So you can't really be like, oh yeah, they're a great developer. They are a great developer, and they're in my top 5.
Sure.
But they just don't have enough body of work.
Agreed. Brian, what's your number 2?
My number 2 and number 1 are almost tied with a slight edge to my number 1, but my number 2 is Valve. Valve and my number 1 have the same thing in common. I don't remember playing a game of theirs that I didn't think was highly polished, extremely good, and just a complete joy to play. Basically, what I'm saying is they come out with a game, and when Valve announces a game, just like my number 1, I'm like, I'm gonna like this. I just know I am. Even their multiplayer games, like Left 4 Dead, that I normally am not is not my favorite. I loved it. The Left 4 Dead series. You got Half-Life 1, Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and 2, and
Half-Life 1 plus Half-Life 2 is
it's-
Half-Life 3.
Half-Life Blue Oh, that wasn't them.
You've got Portal. You've got Portal 2. I've never actually played. I played a little bit of Counter-Strike, and I played a tiny bit of Team Fortress.
I played a little bit
Alien
of
Swarm.
Counter-Strike.
Alien Swarm. Anyone? Dota 2. Anyone?
Yeah, but My whole
Me
point
either.
is that when Valve announces a game, I know that it's Valve and I know it's going to be good. The only reason they knocked them down a little bit is because they have a little bit too many multiplayer game focused right now, and that's just not my genre. I love multiplayer games, but it's not, not my genre that I prefer. So that was my number 2.
Cool. All right. Moving along to our number ones. What, you can't make up your mind whether that's
No,
good or
I'm
bad?
I'm good.
I would imagine you would agree with him on most of that stuff. All right. My number 1. Go figure. Good old Square. Early 90s Square. I mean, like I said before, if you were a kid who grew up in the 90s and I guess I grew up in the 80s and 90s, but I mean, I started gaming hardcore in the 90s, and SquareSoft was it. I mean, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy, Xenogears, but I mean, every game that they came out with was just blowing me away, and I really can't think of anything back then that I played from them that I didn't like. I mean, I'm sure if I went back and looked, I'd be like, oh, that one was yeah, but I mean, just based on nostalgia alone, those were my like coming into the gaming scene, and this is that's what fostered my gaming love.
Oh, and his voice cracked and everything. Did you hear that, everybody?
That's what, yeah. Gweedle.
Yep.
Gweedle indeed.
Weedle.
Guido,
So,
guys.
That's my number 1. Good old Square.
I think you guys probably could have predicted that one.
I know, right? Well,
But-
the thing is, like, if we do publishers and game companies overall, both of those I think you'll be surprised.
Okay. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
My number 1 is Valve.
Thank you, Mark.
It should be at number 1, not number 2.
I'm going to make my case.
What about number 4? Is that okay?
I understand why you put it at number 4
Okay.
because you're not a fan of the Half-Life series.
Well, I haven't played it, so
Right.
that's
Well, because
But I don't
it's hard to
dislike
get
it.
into the first one.
Mark, I told you
So-
that basically, ostensibly, my number 1 and 2 are basically tied.
yeah. You forgot about the ostensibly part.
I don't
Yeah.
believe.
So,
Yeah,
I mean-
ostensibly, huh? Ostensibly, 108 characters is just the right amount.
Don't use ostensibly against me.
He's gonna have to rebut McIntyre on
I will
that.
rebut McIntyre
He
you.
will.
All right, so Valve.
Yeah.
For like pretty much the same reasons.
It's
as Brian,
freaking
but
Valve.
Half-Life 2, I mean, the Half-Life series, just in general, each one gets better than the last.
Yep.
And
Does
give us
it?
another one.
Each one gets better than the last. That's true. You know what? All of the sequels to Half-Life have been phenomenal. You're right.
Half-Life 2 is better than Half-Life
1.
1. Half-Life 2 Episode 1 actually isn't. You know what? It's already broken down. 'Cause I want it isn't better
No, it
than
isn't.
than the first. But
Oh my
Episode 2 is better than all
my
of it.
gosh. Valve makes good games. That's what we got. Booyah. Done.
People need to know the. I need to shake the table and ruin
That's
the
a good
podcast.
call. Absolutely.
Number
All
1
right.
Valve.
Number 1 Valve for Mark. Brian, and I'm surprised this didn't show up on my list, but I just, yeah.
I'm going to go over it because I did say something in when I was talking about number 2 about my number 1's Blizzard, by the way, Blizzard Entertainment Company. I have been with Blizzard. I have been with them. My first experience with Blizzard. Now I'm not going to count Lost Vikings. I'm pretty sure I played that back in Super Nintendo days. But Warcraft 1, I played that nonstop. Same with Warcraft 2. You know, they were such a surprise on the computer. You know, I've been a computer gamer most of my life, and those 2 games came out, and they always deliver. I have never played a Blizzard game that wasn't phenomenal in every sense of the word.
I have to, like, I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I mean, honestly, like, even their side game, like, think about Hearthstone.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, a card game? Really? Wow, this is going to be so dumb. I'm addicted as heck to it. Man.
The same thing. Brandon, our friend, was like, Hearthstone's awesome. I'm like, dude, it's a card game. I can go play cards anytime I want. Logged in. I'm like, God. And I was even thinking this, like, dude, they even on their side free-to-play games, their production values are so stupidly high. And you don't see that from a whole lot of other companies. They have that motto of when it's done, so it frustrates some gamers that sometimes they push back their
Titan.
yeah, exactly. But I don't, while the Diablo 3 debacle, everybody, was like, oh, that was probably their weakest game. I loved it. I love the story.
It's not a bad
yeah,
game.
it's
by
not,
any
and
means.
that's if that's their weakest game, then holy crap, other companies got some stepping up to do.
Yep.
And while most of their games are multiplayer geared, and I said that the reason I didn't like Valve was because they had that multiplayer geared. I feel like Blizzard's multiplayer games still have a very like World of Warcraft, for example, is basically a definition of a multiplayer game, but they have such good lore to their world, and there's such a good story there that you don't really know it's like a multiplayer game. You're kind of same with StarCraft.
I mean, I think the best way to mention it is Blizzard is a company that, to me at least, it feels like they genuinely care about the product they're putting out.
That's the best way to put it. It's like they want to be proud. Even their, like you said, even their off-game card games, they want to be like, this is a Blizzard. This is how Blizzard does. This kind of, and that's why I'm really excited for Heroes of the Storm.
Absolutely.
I hate MOBAs. I don't like them. I try to get into League of Legends, and it's like no story. You just pick a character. Why am I picking this character? He looks cool. What's his story? Don't know. But I have a feeling with Blizzard's MOBA, I'm actually gonna like it. Like, and that's the thing. I hate that genre. So if they can get me to like a MOBA, woo, they're gonna go up to
I'm excited too.
They're gonna go up to number 0 on my list.
Wait, is that? I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I mean, I again, that's one that it was so hard for me not to put him on my list. I started playing with Warcraft 2 and didn't play very much. Like, I played a lot of Diablo 2. Literally, beyond that, though, it was just World of Warcraft and StarCraft, and that was it.
Oh, sure.
And I only played that when I was playing with other people. I didn't really it wasn't something I was focused on, like crazy, like the other single player games. That's the main reason why.
And the reason they're on number 1 is because every single one of those games you mentioned, like that you hadn't played, like Warcraft 1, Diablo 2, they've addicted me for hours. Like I can't think of a Blizzard game that even Hearthstone. I mean, I kind of fell out of favor with that one just after a while, but for a while there, I was like, oh man, it's another Blizzard game. Here we go again.
Well, you can get tired of a game, but you can still acknowledge that it's incredible.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's my number 1. So Blizzard, I love you guys. Hire me and make me play games all day. I'll test them.
All right then. So there we go. Top 5 video game developers. If you have suggestions for top 5s, send them over to us.
Oh yeah.
So we'd love to hear them. We're always looking for new ideas.
We could do a novelty top 5. Why Mark's top 5s aren't very top 5-y.
Oh, what?
Top 5 reasons 108 characters is the essential amount.
Yes, I want that.
Although we'd
have to come up with answers, Brian.
We'd have to do a top 20 because there's so many reasons.
It's
true.
My number 5 would be it's not.
That's not a reason.
It's a reason. Because of reasons.
Inaccurate. That's not how you play the top 5 game.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, I think that about wraps it up for episode 22. You guys got anything else?
Someone else find a new theme song so I don't have to.
You don't. Well, I would like you to help me at least.
Okay,
but I think I kind of want like some kind of rock song.
I can come up with some pretty good.
I don't want you to come up with anything.
We're the Frozen
because
North
you're gonna be doing your.
We're the Frozen North Podcast. We talk about games. We're the Frozen North Podcast, and we're not very lame.
Not very lame.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
We're just a little bit. We're kind of lame, but not really. Just kidding.
Now we're lame. Okay. Now, absolutely. Now we are certainly lame. Yep. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, with that, this is the Frozen North Podcast signing off. Thank you very much for listening. Next week we will have episode 23, and all I'm going to say is Final Fantasy VII.
An in-depth discussion, and it's going to be a lot of percussion.
I don't
know why I said that.
And this is right after he says we're not lame.
We're not lame.
No, we're not very
super lame.
Thank you very much for listening. My name is JJ.
My name is Mark.
My name is Brian. Toodaloos, Gameroos.
Thanks again. And
oh my god.
Keep on gaming.
This song was made available via the Creative Commons Attribution License. The song, Somewhere in the Stars, was written and produced by SoundCloud user _TWC.